Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at 10 top teams with the new Shadow Pokemon that are coming up for the Open Great League. And why this is so interesting is because there are actually just Pokemon other than like one. They're actually going to be very good for PvP, and so I kind of want to give you some options that you can run for, especially the upcoming week where the Great League is available again, like basically in 2 days from when you see this video. And then you can maybe try those teams out here for yourself for the new Shadow Pokemon. They are all really amazing. One is more spicy than anything else. Another one is a bit spicy as well. But again, if you're those type of videos, feel free to leave a like and we can move in to the first team, where we're already going to have the new Shadow Giratina altered form. This is going to be the best new addition in my opinion. It's going to be one of the most interesting meta Pokemon for the Open Great League, having access to 2 good movesets as well. That's what we're going to take a look at today as well, with first Shadow Claw, Dragon Claw, and Ancient Power, but also you would have access to the move Dragon Breath as a fast move, which also has a lot of play with this Pokemon. Having an amazing hyping of Dragon and Ghost, allowing you to resist, especially a counter from Annihilate, is going to be a very interesting thing for itself, as well as you're going to have a team here with Credilli and Dedenne. Dedenne here for countering Dark-type Pokemon that the Giratina doesn't want to face. Credilli going to be here, very solid Say-Sop, and all together this team looks absolutely fantastic on paper, and this Pokemon itself, the lead here, is going to be super cool, as you're going to have also coverage with Ancient Power against a lot of the current meta, as you have Pokemon like Lapras or the Talonflame around, which we're going to take a look at very shortly anyway. This is going to be already with 2 of the buffed Pokemon, which is going to be the Shadow Talonflame with Flame Charge that you want to run, as it's going to allow you to boost your own attack up, which is kind of crazy for the Shadow Incinerate already on this Pokemon. We have Ferret in the middle, which is going to be the better one than Lapras. Actually, I looked it up afterwards, and I think that Ferret is a little bit safer, because it's going to allow you to be better up against other Jellicent and Lapras. And yeah, again here for this team, the only real weakness is going to be that Dedenne, which especially is going to be a weakness with a Dragon Breath on the Giratina. Dragon Breath is really cool for this team itself, but you can also still run the Shadow Claw version without really any difference in terms of what it can do. Both of it are really good. Here, of course, this is going to have a little bit more fast move pressure, while Shadow Claw is going to be a little bit more of the safer variant, both of which are going to be totally fine for this team. You can decide for yourself, both of which are going to be totally okay for it though. Now we're going to take a look a little bit at some more of the spicier ones. We're going to have Starmie here next, and this team is going to struggle a little bit against like grass-type Pokemon. You really need the Ice Unit of the lead. We have Stone, which has like coverage for those Pokemon with the Quagsire. You could also go for a Swampert here, or the Diggersby with Fire Punch, Swampert with Sludge against grass-type Pokemon, which kind of is cool. But actually, the core of Starmie and Wigglytuff is kind of nice together. As a Wigglytuff struggles especially against Poison-type Pokemon and Fire-type Pokemon, which you can both beat with a Starmie. Starmie having access to Stab Psywave is going to do a lot of damage with it. And so, this is going to be an interesting team. Of course, Starmie is a little bit more of an interesting Pokemon that's not like too crazy good. I do think it's a cool Pokemon in the 2-shield scenario, but I feel like Starmie struggles a little bit with the current meta. Still think that this Pokemon going to have some play eventually down the line, but the current meta is just very good with the Bug-type Pokemon, so yeah, Starmie would need like a cheaper charge move. Yeah, we're going to see it here again as well. We're going to have team number 4 here. We're going to have the Fortress, Starmie, and Dedenne. Those are going to be very solid, but again, Starmie is going to be here as a Say-Sop this time around, but also kind of not. You can kind of play this a team out here like you want. Like, ideally, actually, you would rather want to play the lead out and then try to align yourself afterwards, because the Dedenne Starmie also kind of work quite well. Starmie being weak to the Dark typing, the Dedenne can resist it. The Dedenne being weak to the Ground typing and Poison typing, which Starmie can deal with. So yeah, it's kind of a team which you kind of want to run as an ABC style line. So like, it doesn't really matter on which Pokemon's aligned when, because they all kind of work well together with each other. This is kind of, again, like a little bit more of a spicier Pokemon, but there's going to be some more top meta teams coming up right after. It's going to be Toucannon. I still at least want to have one team with this Pokemon. just to talk about it. This is also gonna get released. It is not the most desirable Pokemon. It's a Pokemon that I assume, though, is going to get a community day very, very soon because it has a signature move with Beak Blast, which might be a very, very cool, attacking move for you as well in upcoming metas. This is going to be then a flying type move that very likely is going to drop the opponent's attack by 1 stage, which might be just something like a better Icy Wind, which could make this Pokemon very interesting. We have Bullet Seed, we have currently a Drill Peck and a Rock Blast on it. Rock Blast is kind of sadly a garbage move, but it's good for baiting, I guess, and it's good against a Pokemon like Talonflame. But of course, it's not going to be the best Pokemon ever. This would be, something that nobody is going to expect of this Pokemon. But I do think that Toucannon is very likely going to get a community day eventually, and I do think that this Pokemon is going to be an interesting Pokemon for sure for the future, not right now. But still, funny team here if you want to give it a try. Just, I want to have every Shadow Pokemon included that's going to get added new here for the upcoming event. So here you go with Toucannon. A Pokemon that I actually really enjoy, and here we have a team that doesn't really have a big weakness. The worst Pokemon would be the Denny, which, by the way, is going to be a Pokemon that's going to rise again in popularity with the recent Shadow editions, because it's going to be good against both the Giratina as well as the Talonflame as one of the only Pokemon, together I guess with Feraligatr, which is going to be also going to benefit quite a bit from the recent meta shift then. But as you guys see here, we're going to run Bug Bite. Bug Bite is going to be our Say-Stop move here, and I love this kind of idea behind it, because you're going to have a Water type in the lead. We're going to have here the Say-Stop basically of Charger Bug, which is going to be able as well to get out Ground type Pokemon in order to then bait out like the answer for the Denny and try to sweep endgame with the Denny. And so I think this is a great team. Here, basically, Charjabug is just there to bait out the ground types in order for the Denny to sweep. So they have an answer for ground types in the lead. We have a Say-Stop that should bait them out and still punish them, unless it's a Clodsire, but you're still going to be alright with the lead. And then you have the Denny in the back, and this doesn't really have a big weakness. Here, I would still say though, I would maybe even consider something like a Swampert or a Blastoise in the lead. Main reason for this is going to allow you to have better matchups against the Bastion, which you kind of want to have a better matchup against, because your backline really struggles against it. Even though then again, the Denny can have some play against the Bastion, so it's actually not even that bad. So yeah, still interesting here. Just to note, maybe Lapras is not ideal. Lapras is ideal typing wise, but then again, you're going to have a double weakness to Rock, and Bastion is quite common recently. Team number 7 here is going to run Charjabug, but this time around with Volt Switch, which is going to give it, the better kind of set, like, general matchup. Generally, like, this is going to be the better move to go for compared to Bug Bite from the stats itself, but I do think that Bug Bite with a recent buff has actually a lot of potential on this Pokemon. As you guys see here, it looks really good. Like, that's a classic line that was, like, has been run before. I think it's still very, very good. Makes a lot of sense to run this team. Not much to say, like, Greninja, Clodsire Core, very common, like, very good there as well. Greninja weak to, like, Grass type Pokemon, Fighting type Pokemon. Charjabug and Clodsire can deal with those. So, it's quite a straightforward team here, in my opinion. Team number 8 here is going to be the Talonflame, Primeape, and Gastrodon. This is a very good core together. Gastrodon and the Talonflame work really well together. Only real weakness for this team is going to be the Golisabot, which can still deal with this team. You still have a lot of fast and pressure with your lead. You still have Primeape, which is going to be able to outspeed it with a Rage Fist. So, like, there are some options, but if you are too weak for it, you can also still run something like a Blastoise in the back, which is going to have a better matchup than the Gastrodon here. But that is down to yourself, like, what you want to run. I still think that's a very cool team to run here, and we can move on to team number 9, which is going to run a team that has been very good for the last, like, 3 seasons, but here we're going to have Annihilate in the lead. I would actually recommend here the Gastrodon though, which is already in the sheet before, that's why I didn't want to include it here directly. But Gastrodon, Typhlosion, Talonflame has been a team that was actually really good for quite a while for the last few seasons, and I still think it would work out quite well. But here, main idea is that you use the Typhlosion to bait out the potential Water-type Pokemon to punish them with the Thunder Punch. A lot of times it's going to be something like a Jellicent here, and then try to sweep endgame with the Talonflame. And this team usually worked out really well the last few seasons. Here, it's just an upgrade towards it. I think it's going to be an interesting one, but we can take a look at this one on the channel as well when, I'm back. I'm not going to be able to showcase the Pokemon sadly until Sunday, but it is what it is. We can move on now to the next team, where we're going to have Giratina, the Charger Bug, as well as the Talonflame. And this is going to be a team, of course, with a triple buffed Pokemon here with three new Shadow Pokemon. You can actually run them all together, and they actually work out quite well. Other than against the Denny. The Denny is the one big issue. The other team Pokemon are all totally alright for this team. The Denny is a big issue. I guess they're on Corsa as well, but Corsa isn't really common. The thing is here, I think again, the Denny is going to be the one big meta winner that is not the Shadow Pokemon from the recent change. So definitely run your Dedennis. The Denny is most likely going to be even becoming more common as well now. But yeah, this is going to be it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you then. Bye bye.